Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 10.
Now at 10, no one fights alone.
The whole idea of this is just to get everybody together in a room.
Veterans and first responders are looking out for each other, how a monthly gathering is saving lives. Then, after the fire, the Dempster's site is starting to finally come down in Beatrice, why city officials say work will take time to finish. Also, a final tribute.
So I rise here today to, yes, pay tribute to Lindsey Graham, but to also call on my colleagues.
Senator Fisher is honoring her late colleague, what she's calling on Congress to do in his memory. And staying ready. The flood threat may be easing, but Nebraska Task Force 1 isn't relaxing, why crews are still watching the water very closely. New at 10 tonight, trying to stop the cycle of veteran suicides.
The good thing about this is if a veteran is having a rough patch and they don't necessarily want to go to the VA, they can come in here and just vent.
They fought for our country. Now some fight to live a normal life again. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Rod Fowler. Every day in the U.S., more than a dozen veterans and soldiers take their own lives. That's why a group is trying to help, not only for veterans, but also for first responders. Our Jay Coleman has the story.
A place to connect. The Nebraska American Legion Post 27 getting together Wednesday night for their monthly meeting at the Veterans Club in Beatrice. The item on the menu tonight? Tacos.
The whole idea of this is just to get everybody together in a room. People with PTSD, people without PTSD. Sometimes it's just veterans supporting other veterans, first responders, what have you.
Veterans and first responders and soldiers meet on the 22nd of every month because 4 years ago when this mission began, that was the average of 22 veterans committing suicide each day.
It gives us, pride in that we all recognize that we have issues.
And that's what their mission still is, working towards eliminating and reducing suicides in the veterans community. And their mission is growing.
And, I've lost 8 friends myself to suicide that I served with. And, it really, hits your heart sometimes.
It's called Buddy Check, and that's exactly what it is, checking on your buddy, where veterans and first responders can all get together, share a meal, a laugh, and a conversation, some that can only be had between one comrade and another. John Vela with the Nebraska Vietnam Veterans Memorial was a guest speaker Wednesday night and says being there for one another truly makes a difference.
People like first responders, police, law enforcement, military, when they go through some of the traumatic, events that they occur regular in their occupations, it's that camaraderie really, you really have a bond with your fellow servicemen.
And each month, members of the community will continue to show up for those that can't.
It's not as easy as just saying, hey, come on out and have a meal. It is as easy as saying, hey, call your person, call your whoever you need to call and get here.
Jay Coleman reporting for us tonight. New developments on tearing down a piece of history in Beatrice. Take a look at this. You might remember this fire ravaged the Dempster's site on Highway 77 a little over a year ago in Beatrice. We captured this video of the huge flames from our Shones roofing camera. Well, today the city started demolition with the Dempster's carpentry shop. The city even adding some music to their demolition video. The city wasn't able to get a grant to help pay for the teardown, so through the budget, they're doing a little at a time, and today it was the old carpentry shop. Some of the other buildings, though, which have been around since the late 1800s, will require professional demolition contractors. Nebraska Task Force 1 providing an update tonight, saying its mission in Texas is far from over, even as floodwaters begin to recede. They're keeping water rescue teams ready to deploy at a moment's notice, and also watching developing weather in the Gulf from Tropical Storm Gertrude to make sure crews can respond quickly if conditions change. Well, speaking of the weather, it wasn't exactly pool weather across much of the state today. The unseasonably cool weather certainly put a damper on some summer fun. Several public pools closed early today, including most of Lincoln's city pools, along with the Beatrice Big Blue Water Park and Pawnee Plunge in Columbus. Officials citing the cool temperatures, low attendance, and of course, the rainy weather we had earlier today, and we definitely needed the rain. Here's a live look through our network of cameras. Does this cooler weather stretch over the next couple of days, or are we going to be heating back up again? Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for the answer. Rusty?
The answer is yes to both questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll have to explain it, but yes and yes. Now, precipitation is still out there. It's not doing much, but it's still out there from Columbus over towards just east of, well, let's zoom in. I'll show you a little bit better view of this. There you go. Just east of Lincoln towards Nebraska City and Falls City, moving away. So that should be that for that precipitation. There is more in the forecast. Rainfall totals, though, over the last 24 hours, impressive in some spots like central Nebraska, smack dab in the middle of the state. About 1.25 inches around Ord, and maybe even a little bit more in that area. Outside right now, though, not much going on, but cloudy skies on our Berry Log Cam, and we're looking towards downtown Lincoln at 65 degrees. That's fantastic. 65 also in Grand Island, 64 in Beatrice. A good 5 to 10 or 15 degrees cooler than we were. As we head through tonight, temperatures will eventually drop into the middle, maybe even the lower 60s, some 50s out there too. And then not warming up much again tomorrow, middle 70s. So another cool day, but will it last? I'll have the forecast details in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. Right now, back to school shopping is getting more expensive. Families are expected to spend a record amount on back to school shopping this year as the cost of some essential items continue to go up. A new survey from the National Retail Federation shows families with K through 12 students plan to spend an average of nearly $864 this school year, the highest total on record. The biggest expenses include electronics, clothing, and shoes.
One thing that helps you with is to spread that spending across the entire season, because these are not small sums of money that people are having to spend to get their kids back to school.
The Retail Federation says many stores are already offering back to school sales, giving families a chance to really spread out their purchases and save. College shoppers are expected to spend even more this year, with higher computer prices driving much of that increase. With summer coming to a quick end, many families are thinking about school. Channel 8 is hosting its 3rd annual school supply drive, benefiting the Lincoln Community Learning Centers. There are several items needed by kids across the city before the school year kicks off in August. We're going to be accepting your school supply donations. We're talking backpacks, notebooks, pencils, things like that. It's all going to take place July 30th in our Channel 8 parking lot. We're just south of 10th and Van Dorn. It's going to go that day from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Well, new at 10, Senator Deb Fischer is remembering a late colleague on the Senate floor. She paid tribute today to the late Senator Lindsey Graham, remembering his years of service and commitment to national security. Fischer says one of the best ways to honor his legacy is to continue his efforts to support Ukraine and hold Russia accountable.
So I rise here today to, yes, pay tribute to Lindsey Graham, but to also call on my colleagues to help us carry on one of his greatest efforts, ending Putin's barbaric and unjust war against sovereign Ukraine.
Fischer also urged her colleagues to pass the Sanctioning Russia Act, saying stronger sanctions and continued support for Ukraine would help carry forward Graham's legacy in the U.S. Senate. New developments now. House Republicans advance a plan to fund the war with Iran. We're taking a live look at the U.S. Capitol tonight, where a budget blueprint for a $95 billion package did advance by a narrow vote, 216 to 214. It would help continue funding U.S. military operations in Iran. The plan also includes money for intelligence, farm aid, and parts of the Save America Act. The resolution now heads to the Senate, where leaders say a vote is not expected anytime soon. And tonight, the 4 American service members killed in the war with Iran have now returned home. President Trump joining the families of the fallen for a dignified transfer at Dover Air Force Base. He then traveled with the family of First Lieutenant Tyler Feehan to Georgia, where he honored their son.
To Sherry and Stephen and David, we will carry Tyler's memory in our hearts forever, and I just want to thank you. It's an honor to have you here today.
transfer comes as the conflict continues to escalate. U.S. Central Command says American forces carried out a 12th straight night of strikes on Iran at President Trump's direction. Well, stay with us. We have plenty more coming your way, such as locked and loaded. The FBI says it uncovered a massive gun stockpile in Omaha, the large amount they confiscated. It all new tomorrow morning, a growing trend. More Americans say they're shoplifting. Wake up with Channel 8's Andrew Ward to find out what the new survey says is driving the increase.
Precipitation on and off throughout the day today is going away for now, but it will come back into the forecast. I'll show you when we come back.
New at 10, guns, and more guns. That's what FBI officials in Omaha say they found after executing a search warrant at a suspect's home. Take a look at this. Here they are. I'll save you the headache of counting. There were 70 firearms, and not only that, but also over $40,000. This is the result of a multi-agency operation. The suspect who was arrested is in the U.S. illegally and was prohibited from owning firearms. New tonight, first responders preparing for an active shooter situation. They are focused on preventing Lincoln from becoming the home of the next American tragedy, a school shooting. Come take a look at this. This is video from today's active violence and tactical medic training. There were guns drawn, and of course the goal, ensure first responders are ready if they are going to any type of school violence. Channel 8's Danielle Da Silva was right there with them for this special training.
If you don't feel what it's like to have a little tourniquet on, you will not put a tourniquet on correctly with somebody else.
There were about 25 deputies and 15 medics taking part in Wednesday's active shooter and tactical medic training held by the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office. Chief Deputy Ben Houchin says as new deputies come in, the training becomes even more necessary to continue.
We want to do one of these each year at one of the schools, train for the worst and then hope for the best.
The training allowing first responders to learn the layout of school buildings and navigate an environment that closely resembles what they'd see in an actual active violence scenario.
It's very well organized, and I'm really proud, and again, we hope we never have to use it.
Deputy John Brady says he brought the idea to Sheriff Wagner and Houchin's attention over 10 years ago. Since then, they've held it in the Norris, Waverly, and Raymond school districts with over 12 different rural agencies and over 80 different providers.
And these providers are EMTs, they're paramedics, they're nurses, who all have regular jobs and who all work during the week and are just dedicated to their community and are willing to kind of put themselves in an environment that they are certainly not used to.
Over time, growing even more beneficial. Situations including entering classrooms and clearing wide spaces while looking for a shooter or a possible suspect. A theme of the training, coordination, in school and out.
And our law enforcement agencies are all working together and training together to make sure if this ever happens that we're on top of it.
Danielle De Silva for Channel 8 News.
At New at 10, sending a piece of the Sandhills to Kearney. UNK students took part in a landscaping initiative that focuses on matching the native grasses, wildflowers, and trees that have long defined the state's landscape and bringing it back to campus. It's going to take some time, but they anticipate the end result looking something like that on the left there. They started this transformation process this spring, and they say they expect the new greenery to be fully mature in about 3 years or so. Well, right now, Congressman Mike Flood is partnering with Illinois Congressman Eric Sorensen to launch a Weather Enterprise Caucus. This aims to educate members of Congress about all things weather forecasting and research, focusing on the economic, societal, and national security value of the United States weather system. Flood says our nation's ability to sustain and improve the accuracy of weather forecasts has a direct impact on communities and businesses across the country.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
One more look at the precipitation totals, because rain like this doesn't happen often in July. July is one of those months where everything just seems to dry up. But we did see a good swath right down the middle of the state, 1.13 in Ord. And there's a patch right here, bright yellow. That's close to 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches. But the further south and east you go, kind of didn't see a whole lot, about 1,500ths in Lincoln, a little over 1/4 inch in York, but most of us around 1/10 to 1/4 inch. But that spot in central Nebraska did very well. But because of the cloud cover and the precipitation that was out there, much cooler day today. This bummed me out a little bit. 71 degrees for a high. The coldest high temperature we've ever seen on this date was 70. And that happened in 1895. So I was hoping we'd stay in the 60s today, but there towards the end of the day we bumped up to 71 because of some added sunshine. Oh well. 48th and Cornhusker Highway, everybody's going through the green light. I really can't wait till this opens up. It looks like they're still working over here. So we're getting there. Closer and closer. I cannot wait. Temperatures right now comfortable. Oh my goodness, if you were out and about this evening, went for a walk over my dinner break with my wife and took the dog out, oh, I could have walked for 3 hours. I mean, it was just absolutely fantastic out there. Look at that, all those 60s for temperatures. We're at 65 in Lincoln, 64 Beatrice, 63 in Hebron, 62 in Hastings and Kearney. We're almost into the 50s already. Much cooler than we were last night by 5 to 15. Barely a breeze out there, less than 5 miles per hour. Some lingering spot showers here on the border from Nebraska City down towards Falls City, moving east and away from us. Here comes maybe some strong storms into the Panhandle. A severe thunderstorm warning in northeastern Colorado, but by the time it gets into Nebraska, it'll look like that. And the severe threat might happen in parts of the Panhandle, but as that moves east, it wanes, but it's still a wave of energy and eventually comes back up around 6 in the morning. So from North Platte to Grand Island, south central Nebraska, maybe into Beatrice, and some of this may push into the Lincoln area by noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This sticks around a little bit. Notice it doesn't really go away, it just kind of reinvents itself here. So light rain showers on and off throughout the day tomorrow. Won't amount to much. Not looking at a lot of rain tomorrow, but the chance really starts to increase Thursday night, especially into Friday morning. You're looking at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. This doesn't look like a severe weather threat. It just looks like a good chunk of rain for south central and eastern Nebraska by early Friday morning. And then by about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, noon on Friday, things move on out. How much rain are we talking about? Well, by Friday morning into the afternoon, anywhere from quarter of an inch, half an inch, maybe a little bit more in some areas. So another round of rain before things dry out and warm back up. Temperatures tonight in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Highs tomorrow, fantastic, middle 70s. It's July. It won't last much longer. We're back to 80 on Friday. Then look at all of those 90s. In fact, we could see a lot of heat and a lot of humidity, maybe even some more heat advisories kicking in Sunday into Monday. We'll keep an eye on that. And then another small chance for rain on Tuesday of next week. Weather trivia, a little bit different this time, Rod. Pay attention. What summer movie was about a family trip with the Griswolds? Was it Caddyshack, The Great Outdoors, National Lampoon's Vacation, or Weekend at Bernie's?
Well, I'll tell you what, Rusty, we have our new guy here, Nick, and this is going to be his first chance to take a guess at weather trivia. I know the answer. Do you, Nick?
Yeah, of course I do. Who doesn't? Come on.
Are you going to say C?
I'm going to say C, National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. It was released in 1983, and the moose out front should have told you.
To show you how old I am, I watched that in a theater.
I don't think I did. I was just a wee bit too young for that one.
And I loved it. All right. Thank you, Rusty. New at 10, some patchwork taking place as we get closer to fall. Vala's Pumpkin Patch is giving visitors something new to explore this fall. The Gretna attraction says crews have been hard at work building a brand new pirate-themed area, complete with adventures for guests of all ages. The announcement came in a social media teaser with Vala saying, quote, "For 42 years, we've believed every season should bring something new for families to discover. This year may be our biggest transformation yet." Boy, that is a popular place. All right, Nick's here because the Sports Zone is up next, and we want to make sure everybody knows you are joining the team. What's going on?
Yeah, thanks, Rod. A little bit of Husker history coming up in sports. The high-honored Tom Osborne just received. Stay with us.
From the Channel 8 Sports Zone, powered by Green's Furnace and Plumbing. Here's Channel 8 News Sports. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Well, what's going on, everyone? My name is Nick Erickson. Thanks for tuning into tonight's Sports Zone. Glad you all could be here. And earlier this afternoon, former Husker head coach Tom Osborne became the first ever living person to be inducted into the Nebraska State Historical Society through a unanimous vote. Check it out.
Yes. Sarah Cook? Yes. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
The Nebraska State Historical Society amended their rules that required an individual to be deceased for at least 35 years to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Really great to see Osborne, who has had such an illustrious coaching career, the recognition he deserves. An exciting day for Chiefs fans today as Kansas City releases its first renderings of their new state-of-the-art stadium. According to the Chiefs X-Post, the new stadium will, quote, amplify 70,000 of the world's loudest fans, facilitate world-class tailgating, and preserve our unrivaled home field advantage. Now, I've been to some crazy stadiums before, but man, does this building look beautiful. Chiefs fans should be thrilled. And Channel 8 is the only place in Lincoln that you can watch these 3 preseason games, starting on August 15th against the Rams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on August 22nd, and the final preseason tune-up versus the Seattle Seahawks on August 28th. Now, switching gears to the baseball diamond, the Salt Dogs were in town tonight, hosting the Sioux City Explorers. Lincoln fell last night in game 1 of the 3-game set, but we're looking to right the ship after losing 4 straight since the All-Star break. Unfortunately, came up just short tonight, 9-6, the final.
And you heard me mention earlier, Nick is the new kid on the block here with our Channel 8 team. I'd like to officially welcome you to the team. He's going to be doing weekend sports and whatever else we need him to do sports like tonight. He's also going to be reporting news for us. Nick, tell us and our wonderful viewers a little bit about yourself. Like, where do you come from? Where'd you go to school?
Yeah, so I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I just graduated about 2 months ago from the University of Georgia. And you know, after graduating, wanted to find a passionate fan base for sports to start my career, and I thought no better place than here in Lincoln.
Very true. So you know what it's like down in Bulldog country, and yeah, you're going to experience great stuff here. And you're a Husker fan already?
Of course, I wouldn't have it any other way.
You bet. Well, welcome aboard.
Yeah,
we appreciate
thank you for having
that.
me, Rob.
All right. And we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have a final check of the weather with Rusty. Stay with us. Taking care of giants takes a giant effort. It's National Zookeeper Week, and Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo is giving visitors a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to care for its elephant herd, from daily check-ins to preventative medical care. Keepers say the work never stops for the largest family herd room in North America. Yeah, we were just up there as a family not too long ago. So impressive. All right, let's get another look at the forecast. You're still kind of keeping an eye on some rain out there?
Oh, it's not much. I mean, there's kind of on each side of the state, but most of the state itself is just cloudy and cool. That's, I think, the most important thing, is that it cooled off, and it's going to be that way for at least what was today and tomorrow. Then we start to warm back up. But some light rain on the edges in southeast Nebraska, a couple of sprinkles over by Columbus and O'Neill, some stronger storms over there in the northeastern corner of Colorado. But overall, most of it's pretty quiet, and that activity off to our west moves into central and eastern Nebraska tomorrow morning, kind of fizzles out a little bit, but tries to stick around through the afternoon and evening hours, and then we really start to see that rain pick up south central and eastern Nebraska by early Friday morning. So your commute early Friday, not tomorrow, but Friday, may be kind of a dreary one. Temperatures in the 60s tomorrow morning.
All right. Thank you, Rusty, and thank you for joining us. Andrew in Houston will be here starting at 5 a.m. Jimmy Kimmel is coming up next. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.
The Jalapeno Popper Frenchie, creamy and crunchy in each delicious bite. Enjoy this bold new taste or the timeless original. Frenchies at Amigo's King's Classic.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.
The Honda Summer event is going on now at Honda.